Hey, I'm Jay with Registered Real Estate Advisors in Spring, Texas, and it's Whiteboard Monday. I had a question the other day. What is FHA? What does that mean? Well, FHA stands for the Federal Housing Administration. The FHA was created in 1934 to address the problems of home ownership. It was during this era that only about 40% of the households in the country actually owned their own homes. We were pretty much a tenant nation. The lending practices at that time were such that it was very difficult to even buy a home. They required that you have 50% equity in the home, and they typically made these loans that weren't difficult, but they didn't do much for you. They'd run these balloon note, 3 to 5 year balloon note payments where you'd pretty much only pay interest at the end of the term of the note. What the banks would typically do is just go ahead and recycle you into a new balloon note, and that went along fine until the Depression hit. And that's the banks started calling in their loans, and when they did that, the people couldn't do much about it. And it was a shame because all those years people were paying those 3 to 5 year cycles, they didn't really do anything to help own the home, but they did have 50% ownership in the property, so they lost their homes. What happened then was the FHA was developed by the Roosevelt administration, and they did it, and one of the first things they did was to try to come up with a way that people could actually pay towards their home, and they developed this thing called the amortized loan. The amortized loan would make it so that every time you made a payment, at least a little bit of the note would go towards owning the home. Now, it didn't do much at first, but as the loan goes along over time, it pays more and more towards the principal and less towards interest. Okay. Now, the other thing that the FHA did that was kind of nice is, the low-income people, that didn't help them a whole lot, just having an amortized loan. But what they did do is create the FHA loan, and that required a small down payment instead of a large sum of money going into the payment. It was just a small down payment, and that made it so more people could actually start buying their own homes. And in 2001, we got to the point where about 68% of the country had in fact started own their own homes. That's what they were making notes to do, and they weren't paying somebody else's mortgage. So today with an FHA loan, you can move in for about 3.5% down. So there you have it, a little bit about the FHA. I'm Jay Richardson with Registered Real Estate Advisors in Spring, Texas, and I'd love to help you find a home, and if we need to, an FHA is a great way to go. Thank you very much.